Welcome, Amogela, welcome. Welcome to the UP family. Today is all about you, our new first-year students. Please allow me also to welcome the Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Tawana Kupe, and the President of the Student Representative Council, Ms. Tutu Mashela. We are thrilled to share this exciting, life-changing moment with all of you. Parents and guardians, I know today is a difficult one for you, but be assured the UP family will take good care of your loved ones as they embark on this new adventure. I'm Professor Caroline Nicholson, Registrar of the University and your Programme Director for the first part of this morning's proceedings. This morning's programme will be split into two parts. The first, the formal welcoming session, followed by a less formal 30-minute question and answer session. Please note there will be a 4-minute break between the two sessions to allow the participants to move from this studio to our second, less formal venue. Fear not, during this brief interlude you will be entertained with a video. Please note there are 5 hampers worth R1,000 each to be won this morning, and you are asked to familiarise yourselves with the applicable terms and conditions to ensure that you qualify to be one of the possible winners. Winners will be identified by way of a draw. The first 5 student names drawn that meet all the criteria will be announced as the winners at the end of the Q&A session. Their prizes will be couriered to them during the week commencing Monday, the 14th of February. Having accepted a place at the University of Pretoria, you now have the opportunity to live the life you imagined for yourself. And it's up to you to embrace what is in fact not a new chapter in your life, but an entirely new book of which you are the author. Congratulations on making the right choice, not just to invest in your future by furthering your education, but also on choosing the best university to do it at. UP is on an exciting trajectory led by an inspired VC whose energy and enthusiasm for the higher education sector in general and the University of Pretoria in particular have made UP a uniquely inspiring environment in which to work and study. Learning is integral to achieving success, and learning is not possible without exceptional leadership. It is thus a great pleasure for me to introduce to you the members of the senior leadership team of the University of Pretoria. Let me begin by introducing fellow members of the executive. First, the Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Tawana Kupe, the man you're all here to listen to this morning, but more about him in a few moments. Professor Kupe is ably assisted by the following members of the executive. Professor Norman Duncan, Vice Principal Academic. Professor Sunil Maharaj, Acting Vice Principal Research, Innovation and Postgraduate Studies. Professor Themba Musia, Vice Principal Student Life. Professor Carolina Koornoff, Executive Director, Finance and Business Initiatives, and Mr. Sandile Mtshani, our Chief Operating Officer. And now to the Deans. Given that we're broadcasting this morning's event from the Future Africa Institute on the university's Hillcrest campus, a campus that is also home to our new state-of-the-art Specialist Engineering 4.0 building, it seemed fitting that I should first introduce you to Professor Jan Elof, Acting Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Built Environment and Information Technology, also known as EBIT, who will tell us more.
Thank you, Professor Nicholson. The new state-of-the-art Engineering 4.0 complex is positioning the University of Pretoria as a centre of excellence in smart transportation, and in many aspects is serving as a catalyst for bootstrapping transdisciplinary research and innovation in EBIT and across faculties. Next to the Engineering 4.0 complex is our Innovation at Africa for smart and sustainable farming, where many of the NAS students do their research. Professor Barend Erasmus will be able to tell us more about this.
Hi, and welcome to NAS. At NAS, you get an opportunity to be part of African global solutions to the planet's most pressing concerns: sustainability, food insecurity, droughts, climate change, land degradation, disease, and many others. You will enjoy working in our cutting-edge research facilities with world-class researchers. We're one of the largest faculties of our kind in Africa, and you can study everything from astronomy to zoology. Professor Vinnie Naidu, the Dean of Veterinary Science, will tell us more about animal health.
Congratulations on joining the UP family. We are the only faculty of veterinary science in South Africa, and we train veterinarians and veterinary nurses to care for the country's animals, both domestic and wild, and in the process play an important role in sustainable food production. We also follow a One Health approach in all our teaching, research, and clinical activities, as our health is dependent on a healthy interaction between humans, animals, and the environment. Professor Tian Diaka, Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, will tell us more.
Thank you, Professor Naidu. Welcome to the Faculty of Health Sciences. In having identified ourselves as #LifeChangers, we understand the intricate balance between remaining human-centered while embracing digital transformation to continue the investment in the future of work and the impact on society. Join us as we step into the future. It is said that education is to the mind what health is to the body. Allow me to introduce Professor Chika Sohole, Dean of the Faculty of Education.
Welcome to our beautiful education campus. We've got a specifically fit-for-purpose campus where we produce quality teachers with 21st century skills to prepare them for future careers. I would now like to introduce Professor Margaret Chitiga-Mabuku, the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences.
Thanks, Prof. Sohole. Yes, we are known for producing top chartered accountants in South Africa, and we rank in the world's top universities for our fields. Our graduates are highly sought after in the workplace. I would like to hand over back to Prof. Nicholson.
Thank you, Professor Chitiga-Mabuku. As you all probably know, UP is also has an internationally acclaimed business school, the Gordon Institute of Business Science, also known as GIBS, which is situated in the Johannesburg suburb of Ilovo. The interim dean of GIBS is Professor Morris Mtombeni.
GIBS is one of the leading providers of responsible business and management education in Africa. We are ranked amongst the top 1% out of 16,000 business schools in the world. So, once you have graduated, you can #ChooseUP again through a GIBS business qualification, which will enable you to navigate digital transformation, environmental and social justice issues in your quest to achieve business success. We are as proud to deliver strategic thinkers for the business world as much as our humanities faculty is in producing out-of-the-box thinkers. Prof. Vasu Reddy will elaborate.
Thank you, Professor Mtombeni. The humanities faculty is renowned for producing critical thinkers who are innovative and entrepreneurial. Our graduates are an asset to society because they appreciate what it means to be human and express this compassion in their art, literature, and language. Some of our students also become professionals like audiologists, speech-language pathologists, social workers, criminologists, or lawyers, as Professor Skuman will explain.
Welcome to UP. As the top law school in Africa and 60th in the world, UP Law produces high-caliber, sought-after LLB graduates. Our diverse academic and research centers and units produce law-changing advocacy and research outputs that influence society and have an impact on national and international laws. Our colleagues in the Faculty of Theology and Religion also promote justice, and Professor Pillay will tell us more.
Thanks, Professor Skuman. Indeed, we do promote justice and peace in a different way from law. And we do this through social justice, alleviating poverty, and promoting sustainable development through various outreach projects. We are one of the world's top faculties of our kind, and we provide our students with a wide worldview of most of the world's major religions and faith traditions to foster understanding and peace.
Thank you, Professor Pillay. Indeed, UP attracts students from a diversity of backgrounds with unique needs. Some students may not have achieved the academic outcomes required for admission to their chosen degree programs and may have been offered places at our Mamelodi campus, which offers extended programs that create an opportunity for them to fulfill their dreams. Mamelodi campus is also a hub for community engagement and social responsibility initiatives. To tell you a little bit more about this exciting space is the director of the Mamelodi campus, Dr. Monewang Lashoti.
The Mamelodi campus is a place of hope for many students. These students have gone on to be successful doctors, scientists, accountants, and other professionals. This is because at Mamelodi we focus on foundational knowledge, and with our small classes, all our students get highly personalized and individual time and attention, which allows them to excel in the long run.
Finally, please allow me to introduce the other person you will all be very excited to hear speak later in the program, the President of our Student Representative Council, Ms. Tuto Mashila. I will say more about her a little later in the program. Now let me share with you a few comments about the man you've come to listen to this morning, our Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Coupe. Unfortunately, time is limited this morning, so I'll only touch on a few highlights of his career to date. However, as you get to know him, you will begin to appreciate just how inadequate this brief introduction is in illustrating the extent to which he has contributed to the higher education landscape in South Africa and at UP. Professor Tawana Coupe has been Vice-Chancellor and Principal of the University of Pretoria since 2019. Amongst other degrees, he holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Media Studies from the University of Oslo in Norway. In December 2019, he received an honorary doctorate from Michigan State University in the United States and another from France's University of Montpellier in October 2021, a clear indication of the high regard in which he is held internationally. Professor Coupe has a notable publication record, having authored journal articles, books, and book chapters in his main discipline, media studies and journalism, and in a diversity of other disciplines. He's an active member of several civil society organizations and is a board member of a number of tertiary education networks, organizations, and initiatives around the world. He's an innovative thinker and an inspired and inspiring leader. Professor Coupe, the podium is yours.
Thank you, Professor Nicholson. A warm welcome to all of you joining us today. Although we're meeting virtually today, we look forward to seeing you on campus soon. This year, we'll begin to assume a degree of normalcy. On Thursday, we celebrated our 114th birthday. How far we have come. I want to take this opportunity to extend my deep gratitude to all our staff, students, and stakeholders, internal and external. It is you who make UP the top university it is today. It is a university that is making significant contribution to South Africa, our continent Africa, and the world. We are a future-focused and future-oriented university, focused on the results we can achieve in the future, enabled by the actions we take today. Our belief simply is that we must make greater societal impact, create better futures for each individual in South Africa, on the continent, in the world, and for all industries and sectors. Thank you for choosing UP. You made the best decision for your future. Many of our alumni can attest to this. They lead top global companies in South Africa and globally. They are sportsmen on the field who win gold medals. They are in every field you can imagine, excelling and creating a better future. UP's class of 2022 has more than 3,000 students who achieved an average of 80% and above. Again, I would like to congratulate these top achievers. We are also welcoming international students from more than 36 different countries. That is why we call ourselves the African Global University, firmly anchored in our locality, South Africa. The students we welcome today are part of history, having written their exams during unprecedented times, the COVID-19 pandemic. The fact that you are here demonstrates your resilience, and our resilience will take us to greater heights. While this year is an exciting time in your lives, it is also one with a few challenges brought about the same COVID-19 I just spoke about. I'm sure you have many questions about how this will impact your studies. During the last quarter of 2021, we started opening up the campus to a limited number of students under strict health regulations. We take safety very seriously at UP. Our plan is a more significant reopening for the 2022 academic year. But because of the restrictions on the size of gatherings and venue occupancy, combined with the large number of students in some of our undergraduate programs, it is not possible to resume all contact classes immediately while ensuring everyone's safety. It is worth noting here is that we are the largest contact university in South Africa, over 56,000 students enrollment this year. Nevertheless, we are currently looking at introducing face-to-face classes on a rotational basis for at least some of the programs. More information will be shared through your faculty in the coming weeks. And as conditions allow, we will allow more people to have a contact face-to-face classes. So this year we will actually run it as a dynamic environment where we resume our favored modes of teaching, which is a combination of contact classes as well as online classes. The only thing that can stop us is adverse conditions coming out of COVID. We strongly encourage everyone to vaccinate because that is key also to having contact classes and a safe environment. Vaccines protect everyone's health and significantly reduce severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Vaccines are safe. Therefore, as Vice-Chancellor and Principal, I want everyone to vaccinate unless there are medical or religious reasons why you cannot do so. And together as a vaccinated community, we can push back on this terrible pandemic and the infections and the disaster it impacts on our society. At UP, we develop students. We endeavor to develop students who are global citizens. I alluded earlier before that you will find alumni of UP all across the world, in North America and South America, in Europe, in Asia, in Southeast Asia, and across the continent, leading corporations, leading organizations, being part of international organizations that serve all of humanity. We also develop students who are leaders in the various fields that I've just mentioned. Relevant also to the working place, we ensure our programs are up-to-date, contextual, and responsive to the human capital needs in the broader society and across all sectors. People who are skilled, South Africa and Africa and the world, needs highly educated, highly skilled, and socially sensitive graduates. And at UP, you will get that package. Also, we develop leaders who are innovative, motivated, and are committed to finding solutions to the challenges we face today. It is with pride and humility that we can say our university today is known for and is continuously increasing in stature with regards to the quality of our education, because you cannot compromise on quality. The skilled graduates we produce, the relevance and impact of our research, our engagement with our communities and partners locally and globally, and our proactive role at the forefront of society as an agent of innovation and transformation, or if you like, as an agent and a driver of transformative change that creates better futures. We produce graduates who also aim to, that are critical thinkers and imaginative, you heard it from some of our deans, problem solvers, collaborators and partners, entrepreneurs, because today, an education does not only lead to a job, to you being an employee. It can lead to you being a job creator and an employer. Influencers, people that are interested, active in local, continental, and global affairs. People who are agile. The COVID-19 pandemic, which, by the way, followed upon other pandemics or other disruptions in our society, these disruptions being political, being economic, environmental, we face an emergence, a climate emergence. You need, in that context, students who are agile, who can adapt to different and changing circumstances and to the unexpected, to things that come unexpected. And also, we produce students that show and take initiative, in other words, are proactive, and are also accountable. We live in a world where accountability, high moral and ethical standards are ever more important. For all of these reasons and more, we are optimistic about the future of our university, and by extension, therefore, the future of our society, our continent, and the world, and what we can achieve working together going forward. UP is one of the top 5 universities in South Africa, is ranked by the Center for World University Rankings, the 2019-2020 rankings, which are the latest. We are one of the largest contact universities in South Africa, over 56,000 students. We have 7 campuses and 9 faculties. You saw our deans, and our business school in Johannesburg. 69% of our lecturers or academics are experts in their fields whose highest qualification is a PhD, and the highest qualification in the educational ladder is a PhD. Now, this is more than the national average in South Africa, more than the national average on the African continent, and competitive with top universities around the world. This ensures that we provide high-quality education for our students, but we also have academics that can lead innovative, cutting-edge research that is impactful on society. That means also our academics with PhDs can produce more PhDs and ensure there is a pipeline of top researchers and a pipeline of top people who can actually perform the best skills you can in any sector you want. To ensure that partnerships and collaborations play their intended role in achieving UP strategic goals and targets, the African Global University Framework or project was initiated in 2019. The African Global University is the praxis and vehicle aligned to the overarching UP internationalization and global engagement enterprise. The initiative serves as a mechanism to develop and manage 20 to 40 key institutional level strategic partnerships, specifically as they relate to the African continent context. We have, at this point in time, now identified and signed memorandum of understanding and agreement with at least between 10 and 15 such partners. And we're beginning to do very innovative and cutting-edge things together. Our Faculty of Veterinary Science is one of its kind in the country, and we are ranked among the top 100 universities worldwide in veterinary science, theology, and law, with law at number 60 globally as ranked by the Times Higher Education World University Rankings 2022 subject rankings. UP is ranked among the top 1% in agricultural sciences, clinical medicine, engineering, environment and ecology, immunology, microbiology, plant and animal science, and social sciences. You can see, again, a broad diversity of offerings, but what most important of it, most relevant to the context of the country, the continent, and the world. We provide high-quality teaching and learning and research. And that, as I said, we don't compromise on. And we are working not only to maintain the quality, but rather to sustain it and to take it to the next level or to the highest level possible. We lead in online learning in South Africa. Our pivot to online teaching when the pandemic struck demonstrated our capabilities in that regard. About 95% of UP's undergraduate courses are available online. Our teaching and learning philosophy is not merely just contact and online, but a combination of both we call hybrid or blended teaching and learning, and that is the future. In that space, we're going to innovate. We are the only African university in the University Social Responsibility Network of 15 top global universities focusing on community engagement. Because for us, communities matter. Our role is to uplift communities, to get out of their current situations, and to live sustainable and meaningful lives. And so their humanity is enhanced. Our online orientation program starts on the 14th of February and concludes on the 18th. That is next Monday. If you like, that is my Valentine's gift to all of the students. You get an orientation, which is where we embrace and love you as part of the community. It is very important that you attend to help you to adjust to the new environment. UP has huge campuses, and that can be daunting for a first timer. We are almost the size of some small cities, if not larger. If you attend Academic Orientation Week, you will be brought up to speed and ready to go when the academic year opens, because that is, if you like, when we blow the whistle, and if you are slow on the uptake, you could be left behind. We don't want you left behind. We know that you are dealing with a number of firsts which can be overwhelming to new students. Our Fly at UP program is with you every step of the way to ensure that you finish your studies on time. Fly means the finish line is yours. That means you're also in charge of your own studies. And we will, but together, we will fly with you so that you complete in time, because not completing in time has negative consequences on your future trajectories. Fly at UP will help you, amongst other things, to plan and manage your time and deadlines well, and also provide you with the necessary resources and support to supplement what you have learned in class. We pride ourselves in a network of support mechanisms that enable students to succeed. The University of Pretoria is the first higher education institution in Africa to implement early software to make the university's digital courses more accessible to all the students. Digitalization in the teaching and learning environment is the way of the 21st century, and there's multiple other benefits to students who can study and learn in a digitized environment. As a university, we understand that studying at tertiary level comes with many expenses for you and your family. We have financial aid available to students. If you need financial support services, the Student Service Center is here to help you better understand what and when you need to pay your fees, what sort of funding is available to you, sibling deals, that means if there are two students from the same family, there's a discount, and how to save on early payments. So we walk the financial route with you to the best of our ability, and we particularly understand that these are very difficult times. Our Career Services Office will help you prepare yourself for the world beyond the university. It offers a free online program called Ready for Work, which trains you in the workplace skills you need to access the job market. Last year, for example, the the Association of South African Employers of Graduates gave us the award for being the university that best prepares students for the world of work. You can also learn how to start your own business with our free online entrepreneurship course. UP Student Counseling Unit offers professional counseling and therapeutic support to ensure that students are equipped to deal with life issues. We fully understand that mental health and well-being is important for you to succeed in your studies, but important for you also to live a healthy life. Our Student Counseling Unit performs that function. It provides basic health services to all students on all campuses via full-time nursing staff and session doctors. Also for mental health and well-being, we also use some digital online resources. Scooby is one such, which uses artificial intelligence. We also have partners like the South African Depression and Anxiety Group, and also we encourage students to create peer WhatsApp groups to actually deal with some of the challenges that they might face. There is nothing better than peer support. We have a wide range of extramural arts, culture, and sporting activities for you. We want you to be a well-rounded person at the end of your time with us. TAC Sport offers some of the best sporting opportunities in the world. Top sports stars come from UP, as was the case with the 2020 Olympic gold medalist and world record holder, Tatiana Schoonmaker. We are Africa's premier sports performance university, a sporting powerhouse in Africa, I call it, with many of our athletes succeeding nationally and internationally. Our well-renowned High Performance Center is a major draw card for student athletes to study at the university. Our Sports, Exercise, Medicine, and Lifestyle Institute launched in 2018, further distinguishes UP as a center of excellence in sports medicine, sports science, and research on healthy lifestyles. At UP, we prioritize student security because we are not immune to the crime environment that generally afflicts our country. Our Green Route project allows for students to be accompanied by security guards to and from residences and their vehicles. The service is available from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. As you start your journey as a UP family member, you will need to make many decisions on your own. This includes deciding when you are going to have fun and party, and when you are going to work and study. Do not prioritize fun and party at the expense of your studies, but also all work and no play makes Themba and Sibongile very dull people indeed. How you learn to deal with drugs and alcohol can make or break the rest of your life. Please be responsible and remember that we are all counting on you to do the right thing. We are also here to support and guide you in the right direction. As you all know, the university accelerated the implementation of innovative systemic processes in direct response to the challenges of the pandemic and the demands of the era. What do I mean by demands of the era? In general, society and the world, we're moving towards adopting the rapidly advancing technological advances as well as applications. And UP saw that as an opportunity to seize to take us into the future. UP's agility enabled it to advance its strategic imperatives, including implementing a comprehensive COVID-19 master plan and successfully completing the 2020 and 2021 academic years within each particular year. The latter achievement was largely attributable to the university's digitalization trajectory, with teaching and learning, research and innovation, and all operational platforms pivoting seamlessly onto digital platforms. Ideally, a laptop or smartphone are the two devices recommended. They allow you to access ClickUp, the student portal where you are sent your assignments and receive communication from your lecturers. If you can only afford one device, a tablet can double up as a phone, and that you can work on and submit your assignments from is recommended. This is where your child will receive the best possible education with value-added benefits, which are sure to assist them in the well beyond universities. Here I'm talking to the parents and the guardians. From performing as one of the top universities in the world to continuously producing prestigious results in academic, sport, and culture, the University of Pretoria, or as we affectionately call it, UP, which by the way also stands for up, on the rise, going up, and succeeding, provides an environment that is inspiring, intellectually challenging, and conducive to optimizing teaching and learning for your child. By embracing the UP ethos of excellence, perseverance, respect, creativity, innovation, diversity, inclusiveness, growth, kindness, and making a difference, we teach, learn, innovate, impact, and live the UP way. And there is no better way. Thank you. I look forward to meeting some of you on campus during the year. And while having fun, make sure you are one of the excellent achievers the University of Pretoria on the app has ever produced. Thank you.
At the University of Pretoria, our UP way of life calls us to a greater purpose, a calling that cannot be imitated. It is an ethos we embrace, and it exists in the hearts and minds of our staff, students, and alumni. This ethos is what makes us different. This is what makes us a future-focused, leading African global university where we make today matter. Our teaching and learning approach fosters critical thinking. We encourage each of our students to find their own voice and passion. Our hybrid learning model has transcended boundaries, creating opportunities for new generations and providing equal and equitable access to tertiary education. We continue to innovate through our advanced research platforms. Our focus on research beyond traditional academic disciplines integrates resources and sustainable practices across various departments and faculties to create African solutions for global problems. In doing so, we make an impact on society by empowering our communities and promoting sustainable development to transform lives and society. It is through responsible leadership and inclusivity that we produce graduates who are kind and embody strong values, ethical principles, and respect humanity. Our graduates are ready for the world beyond university and strive to reach their goals with tenacity and passion. Our graduates live a life they're proud of. Choose the UP way. Be part of how we teach, learn, innovate, impact, and live.
And that is our UP way. That is what makes the University of Pretoria one of the top universities in the country and in the world. Professor Coupe, thank you for those words. I'm certain the students of 2022 will have plenty of opportunity to reflect upon what you've shared with them in the coming weeks. And now it is my very great pleasure to introduce to you Ms. Tutu Mashila, President of the SRC. Ms. Mashila was democratically elected to the SRC by our student cohort during the 2021 SRC elections and is SRC President for the 2022 academic year. She recently obtained a bachelor's degree in political science at UP and has chosen to further her studies at the university. Ms. Mashila has a history of serving in student leadership structures such as societies, and in fact served on the SRC in 2021 as the Transformation and Student Success Officer. A proud activist, she's passionate about representing the needs and interests of the student population at the University of Pretoria. Ms. Mashila, the mic is yours.
Avsheni, Sanbonani, Dumelang, Dimacheroni. Greetings and a happy belated birthday to the Chancellor of the University, Prof. Wiseman Guhlu, and UP itself, which has turned 114 years old. Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Prof. Tawana Kupe, the Registrar, Prof. Caroline Nicholson, Executive at Large and UP staff, UP students, parents, my UP SRC colleagues, all student leaders, and in the spirit of saving the best for last, our incoming first-year students. Many that are present today are about to embark on a new journey, students and parents alike. For some parents, the job is done. The fruits of your labor are now materialized as your child ventures into adulthood, becoming the person that you have raised them to be. For many students alike, you will now come to realize that you're now taking that job over from your parents. 4 years ago, I was in your position. I had no idea that I was going to be introduced to an entirely different world. As an 18-year-old girl from Katlehong, I entered this university with the aim of broadening my horizons. The first welcome day that I attended in 2019 was the first exercise to this end. I was introduced to a world that has shaped who I am today. It was an introduction to adulthood, to responsibilities, and to a new way of thinking. It was in this environment that I undertook to myself to dedicate myself to servitude to ensure that people like myself remained inspired. While there are mixed feelings across the room, ranging from excitement, from anxiety, uncertainty, and much more, I would like to assure you that this is the kind of environment that you will find yourselves in. One that will encourage you to develop yourself and others. We find ourselves with the future of the University of Pretoria. It is not by chance that you were selected to come to this university. A prominent figure once said, inclusive, good, quality education is a foundation for dynamic and equitable societies. This holds weight in the current context that we find ourselves in as young people. We are the future of our societies. Our quality of education will determine the quality of the society that we will create and one day, which is soon, run. To this end, I can proudly say that you will find yourselves to be great members of society as you experience this university. Program Director, I would like to keep my speech as short and concise as possible. But before I conclude, I would like to share the following words of advice and support to the incoming student body. First, I would like to encourage the incoming students to persevere. A degree is not always the easiest thing to attain. This is because certain challenges may arise as we study. These can be related to an increasingly heavy workload, personal issues, challenges, and many others. But we can overcome these things. Through perseverance, nothing will stand in our way. Engage your lecturers and find the answers that will cure your curious mind. Please seek help when you need it, and there are various support structures lined up for you. I would also like to encourage students to have a good relationship with pressure. There will be many high-pressure moments as you study. This means that it is important for you to have a good relationship with pressure. Whether the pressure stems from a large number of assignments, tests, and a large workload, using pressure as a catalyst to get these things done will give you the means to overcome any challenge. This is also vital for us as we prepare to venture into business, academia, and into the workforce. Learning how to cope under pressure will remind us that it is not as bad as it seems and perhaps will assist us in a large scope of our work. We must also read and pass. We must become one with our work in order to grow and impart the high amount of knowledge that is around us in our classrooms and books. This will help us to develop and become sound professionals, business people, and academics. Lastly, I would like to remind you all to be bold and to lead where you can. This will teach us to think for ourselves and to innovate and to be important role players in our future society. During my 4 years here, these are a few lessons that I had learned. I also feel strongly that these are skills that we learn here that will aid us greatly in our careers. This is where we will be introduced to who we really are, where we will pick up certain skills and habits, and where we will learn about adulthood. Making UP your university of choice will leave you with no regrets. To the management of the institution, remember that it is your moral obligation to provide quality education. To the incoming students, remember that while the institution should fill this role, the future is in your hands. You will still be aided by dedicated student leaders who will represent, guide, and fight for you. To the young women, remember that this is a place for empowerment, where you can learn, grow, and pursue your dreams. We remain inspired by leaders such as Ruth First, Winnie Madikizela Mandela, and Albertina Sisulu, and our mothers and grandmothers whose actions led us to this point. Today, I can proudly state that I'm the second Black woman to lead the SRC of the University of Pretoria. My predecessor, Lerato Ndlovu, is a Black woman herself. This shows us that the world is becoming our oyster and that we must continue to reclaim our power in this space. As we find ourselves in the third year of the pandemic, may we remain strong and optimistic. We have made it this far. I would like to encourage you to remain safe, wear your masks, social distance, and continue to protect yourselves and those whom you love. Having been through what we hope was the worst of the pandemic, it has been highlighted to us how necessary the push towards free, decolonized, quality higher education is. We hope that the shift towards a system that serves South African, African, and international students before profits and capital happens in this generation of students. The responsibility for this now lies not only with us, but with you as a first-year student in this world-class institution, hopefully an institution that will be more accessible as a result of your actions. And lastly, best of luck to the first years. Remember that you are the future of this university and the country at large. You have a great responsibility to do well, to lead, to innovate, and to achieve what is yet to be achieved. As Roosevelt once said, believe that you can, and you are already halfway there. I would like to take this moment to introduce the rest of the Student Representative Council, the UP-SRC for 2022.
The residences at UP are renowned as dynamic spaces which cultivate academic excellence and celebrate each student's uniqueness, potential, and individuality. With us, you are guaranteed a holistic student life experience.
We provide a home away from home, not only for our sixth grade students, but also for those placed in our accredited private accommodations in the Greater Pretoria area. We hope to facilitate a smooth transition from high school to university by providing fun and memorable student culture experiences with the greater UP community.
At the University of Pretoria, we pride ourselves on academic excellence. We foster a culture where everyone settles for nothing but the best.
And we are here to support you so that you can reach your maximum potential.
The SRC Secretariat ensures that students have a voice through platforms such as the Student Forum and ensures that there is effective and efficient communication between the SRC and the student body.
The University of Pretoria has a large and diverse student body. We will ensure effective representation and communication between the SRC and the students.
Our primary aim is to create an inclusive environment that promotes the overall well-being and success of students, making our university accessible to all.
The Day Student and External Campus Affairs portfolio is responsible for planning, implementing, and also monitoring projects that ensure that day students are included in student life.
We attend to the matters of all postgraduate and international students to make sure that you fly at UP.
We want to ensure your safety and security with world-class facilities and student security service that is visible around campus. We want to create an environment where all are free to excel.
I oversee the open, transparent and responsible management of SRC funds to registered student societies and account the university's finance department for said funds.
We at the University of Pretoria have financial support structures in place, and if you need assistance in applying, I'm the girl.
I'm here to assist all first-year students with legal advice, legal assistance and guidance throughout the disciplinary process. You are welcome to come and visit at any time. We are here for you.
We as the UPROC office offer our students an opportunity to participate in community engagement projects as part of the contribution to our society.
At the University of Pretoria, we offer over 100 societies that you are welcome to join.
If you have a passion for culture and performance arts, then we definitely look forward to seeing you on stage. We oversee the successful hosting of a wide range of culture events that will allow you to branch out of just being an academic, thus producing a well-rounded student.
Sports is a unifier that looks beyond race, sexuality, class, and gender. I encourage all first-year students to participate in any sporting code that the University of Pretoria has to offer. Remember, a healthy body is a healthy mind.
The aim of my portfolio is to have clear, concise and transparent communication between the university and the students. I'd like to encourage all these students at the University of Pretoria to follow all of our social media pages to stay informed and connected.
Our job as the UP-SRC is to represent you and advocate for your rights and interests as UP students. Please note that we are based at the Student Affairs Building at Hatfield campus, and we will rotate at the various UP campuses throughout the year. I thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mashila. Our UP students are privileged to have your leadership, and I'm certain you'll inspire some of our new cohort to follow in your footsteps and serve their fellow students during their time at the university. We're now coming to the end of the formal part of this morning's programme. You are, however, reminded to stay for the Q&A session, which follows in a few minutes. During that session, Professor Coupe and Ms. Mashila will answer some of the questions you've posed, and the session will end with the announcement of the 5 lucky prize winners. We're now at the end of this part of the program, and I invite you to sit back and relax and enjoy our brief alumni video while Professor Coupe and Ms. Mashila change into something a little more comfortable before rejoining you.
For some universities, alumni are their former students. But as an alumnus of the University of Pretoria, you're part of our family from the moment you start your journey with us. The pathway that you follow on your journey at UP is paved with striving for excellence, perseverance, adaptability, getting it right the first time, and reaching the finish line. UP is home to many of South Africa's shining stars. You're part of this family, a family that knows the value of hard work, integrity, passion, creativity, and innovation. You're always able to come back home and reconnect with your family all around the world. The UP Alumni Connect app gives you unique access to opportunities like mentorships, careers, and invitations to selected events. Reconnect with us, keep in touch, be proud of your home and your family, and continue to make a difference.
Right, so good morning to all of our first year students who've already been welcomed. Also, of course, our parents and our guardians, the UP senior management and staff. And wow, it's been a pretty incredible morning so far, getting to hear more about UP, and it's good to be back. By way of introduction, my name is Alex Cage. I'm an alumnus of the University of Pretoria, and this is really where my career, and to be fair, my whole life started. I was part of the EBIT faculty and started at Tux FM, the University of Pretoria's radio station based on the Hatfield campus. So welcome to the second part of the UP Virtual Welcoming Day. This is where we take some of your questions that you've sent to us, and thanks for engaging on the social media platforms. We take some of those questions and we're going to answer them. They're all important to us, so if we don't get to some of those, we'll forward them to the call center, and we'll get back to you ASAP with regards to that. And welcome back, Prof. Coupe and Tuto. Incredible. It's great to meet you, by the way, as well. They're going to be answering some of these questions, and we're also going to be asking some of the students to answer some of the questions as we go along this morning. And maybe some of you are wondering, how has the last 2 years of hybrid learning been experienced by the students? So let's find out.
So the hybrid learning experience really includes an online component and an offline component. The online component is powered by the Blackboard Learn platform, and at UP we actually call that platform ClickUp. There are learning materials and so forth that are available on ClickUp that your lecturers will place there. So you will engage with that online virtual content, as well as contact classes, tutorials, and potentially even lab work if you study a specific degree program, in which case you will then be invited onto campus to do those things. But it's really, really important that when we talk about the hybrid learning experience, you prepare for classes beforehand, even if they're virtual. When you actually attend those classes, make sure that you engage thoroughly during those sessions. And finally, make sure that you actually revise and go through your work afterwards. This is the best way to ensure that you remain successful within the hybrid learning experience.
Super important to prepare for those classes beforehand, and I can still remember when I was studying, it was one of the crucial things. You learn very quickly to go into those classes prepared, and it's good to see that UP was actually already prepared for online learning 2 years ago. Prof. Cooper, let me start with you, if you don't mind, with some of the questions. Will the classes for our first years be online or on campus?
So what we're doing is that we're prioritizing first years to have contact classes, right? And also third years, practicals, and all of those things. However, we have to be practical in order to balance with the security issues. But the priority and the aim is first year classes, contact. As I speak now, faculties have been communicating with students about when you can attend a contact class and when classes are online. And as I said in my speech, as the situation improves, COVID recedes, we'll have more and more online classes. You've got to balance both, ideal for contact classes and keeping people safe, alive, and well.
Absolutely, and as you said, the more and more that students become vaccinated, the more and more that we can go back to that sense of normality. As you said, it's
sure that when we have contact classes, physical distancing, wear your mask where it's necessary, sanitize, always wash your hands.
Absolutely.
I think we can do this, working together. We can do
definitely.
this.
And with your leadership and with the team, I think we certainly can get back to that quicker than what we think. When does registration for 2022 academic year close for the new first years?
I think it's closing at the end of February. And classes start on the 21st of February.
Okay.
Remember that always, you remember from your time. There's that rule that you can change things for the next 2 weeks, then it closes.
Absolutely.
So it will be towards the end of February, early March. That's when we'll
And I think just a recommendation from my side, as you said, in my time, I changed a few things up to start customizing, because that's the beauty of as you go into university, you can start almost customizing and changing things up a little bit to find your niche and to find your comfort zone.
Yeah, so we allow some leeway around that,
Excellent. Thank you, Prof. Cooper. We'll come back to you in a moment. Tuta, I'm going to come to you now. What do new students need to complete the registration process?
Okay, so firstly, they need to qualify for the course that they're taking. They need to submit a valid contract, and then they need to pay 5,000 rands registration fees. And if they stay at res, they need to pay 5.7 to move in, a levy res fee for 5.7.
Okay, great. And if you do need any assistance with registration, I mean, you can phone the help desk on 012. We're going to put the number on the screen there. It is 012-420-5347, or you can send an email to registration@up.ac.za. Thanks, Tuta. Prof, I've got to also ask, if students are unable to register because they're not sure which modules to choose, and this is something, that we maybe not used to. Coming from school as a first-year student, everything's kind of laid out for you, and you get these modules. When I first came, it was like COS 131 and all this stuff. You're not really sure what's going on. Where can they get that help?
The online orientation programs, interactive live sessions, offers curriculum advice. UP's online academic orientation week will be presented via ClickUp, as the student on the video said. Modules marked UPO, University of Pretoria Extended Orientation. UPO form part of the curriculum of all first-year students, and you should automatically register for the modules of the program you are registered. If not, please contact your faculty administration as soon as possible. More information is available at, on our website, www.up.ac.za/orientation.
There we go.
From Monday, orientation is the big thing.
Yeah.
And there you can get lots of guidance and information, including on changing your modules and all of those things.
Absolutely, and as you said, that website was up on the screen, www.up.ac.za/orientation. And as Prof. Cooper said, the orientation week is something that everybody needs to experience, but also don't be scared to ask questions. And it might be daunting now. When you started at school, you came to you saw the senior students. Don't be scared. The senior students, as tutors explained, they're there to help you, which I think is incredible as well. And a lot of the older students helped me.
Don't feel alone.
Yeah,
There are online resources to help you, and there are people to help you.
Yeah, and you know, thanks, Prof. Kupe, and that leads us to the next point. You know, UP has so many support structures in place. Let's hear from Sharonay to talk about some of these support structures.
At the University of Pretoria, there's a lot of different structures set in place to support our students. Some of these structures are financial aid. There's also a clinic on campus that is fully accessible for all students. There's counsel services for students in need of counseling, and then there's also faculty student advisors. If you're a little bit scared to contact your lecturers, you are more than welcome to send them an email and they will help you.
These support structures are incredible, but something that I can remember when I was studying, when I couldn't wait to get my student card. Tuto, I don't know if you felt the same about this, but where can students collect their UP student? Come on, don't lie to me. Everybody, even when you were excited, right?
Yes, yes.
Where can they get it?
So to access campus and even on RES, you do need a student card. So once you're registered, you need to be registered first. Once you're registered, go on your UP portal, fill in your details, your UP student number and your password. Go to UP Student Center and then go to the academic information tab, click on it. In the left column, select student card and then fill in the relevant information, and then you'll get an email with where to fetch your student card.
There we go. I think it's quite simple as that. So when you do get it, you're definitely going to be showing it off. And I showed mine off that I was part of the University of Pretoria, which was quite something special. I think I've still got mine, actually. I can still remember my student number and everything. Prof, this was something that I think a lot of people want to know as well. We can change modules, but changing your program, that's a whole other ballgame. Can one do it?
No, unfortunately, that's really very complicated. And for simple reason that many of our programs are on high demand.
Sure.
And to be fair, did you put it as your first choice? Do you meet the APS scores and admission criteria, you get it? They get really full. So you can't change a program. And I'm glad you correctly said, it might be easy. It's easier to change a module. Even there, let's not overgeneralize. Modules can get fully subscribed as well. So it's very, very important. So please speak to the relevant faculty or student advisor to find out if this is possible. I'm not saying it's totally impossible, but I'm saying it's complicated and likely you are not able to do that. So for example, a person wanted to do medicine and then they enter the BSc or a related field. It's very hard to change from a BSc into medicine because the admission requirements are very high, the places are limited. It fills in with those people with the highest needed qualifications in that year. So if not, make sure that the degree you are studying towards is one you would like to graduate in. If this is not the case, consult with the Student Support Unit in the Department of Student Affairs for career guidance.
And you can never stop learning, so finish this degree and then take up another one.
Absolutely, and we want people to be lifelong learners, but by that I don't mean just staying here forever, but also going to studying another degree, going to work, coming back, and that's the way of the world, and that's the future of work.
Absolutely. I'm still studying now. In all the 30 odd, I'm not going to give the exact number, but all the years after university, I'm still studying. Now, some students, and I think for parents as well, they would love to know what financial aid is available to UP students, and how do they access it?
No, I think it's an important question. You know, access to university is not only admission on their APS scores and related criteria, it's also having the financial means to do so. And not everyone has the same financial means. So first, students with a household income of less than 350,000 can apply for NEFSAS. This is the National Student Financial Aid Scheme. We hope that more students who are eligible for that applied because they closed their applications around 21 January, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, we're receiving lists of who's actually been awarded a scholarship. All students can also apply for financial assistance. We have, albeit limited, UP funds available for loans. Bursaries become available from donation sponsors that have qualifying criteria. So we have some companies actually that will sponsor certain students in their in the financial services sector and related areas. There are some people who donate money to us to give actually needy students who are needy financially. UP does put some of its own money towards very specific bursaries. Some are merit awards, like the Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Merit Award, for example. So we try as far as possible, as the President said in his speech, to make education, high-quality education in this institution accessible for all. And it's not just a university responsibility, it's us working with parents, guidance, companies, donors, the government, and others.
No, well, I must commend the university, and I think under the leadership of yourself and the SRC and seeing how it's grown, it really has helped students become more, more accessible to the studies, and I think it's excellent work from you and your team. So well done to that. And I think there's a lot of questions also around what you need to come study at UP, and the most important one at this stage, especially with this online learning, is about the type of laptop students may need.
Yeah. So the minimum recommended specifications are an i3 processor with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 500 gigabytes of storage. You know, learning is you get a lot of information and you need to have the appropriate storage capacity. Please note that some faculties, for example, your former faculty, EBIT as we call it, Engineering, Built Environment and Information Technology, and Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, among others, require higher specifications and specific software because of the nature of the course. They are much more technology driven and have specific specifications. Please contact those faculties directly for faculty specific requirements.
Excellent. It's all be online. And it really is clear that UP is a future-focused university and really at the forefront of technology. Now, Prof. Kupe, Tuto, thank you so much for those informative answers. Speaking of technology, who is this guy? Who's this? I'm sure some of you maybe have met him. This is new to me. Jordan, Prof. Kupe, I see Jordan's here. Jordan, welcome. Who is this?
This is Smooth.
Smooth.
Formerly known as Unitary A1.
Unitary A1. All right, so we've added another member to the UP family. What does he eat, by the way? Does he eat anything?
He eats 12 volts of direct current.
12 volts of direct current. There we go. This is Smooth. He's a quadrupedal robot that resembles a dog. Jordan, one of our students, is controlling Smooth. He's got a controller there. I don't know if you just want to show it to the camera. He's got it there, which is used as one of our Department of Civil Engineering smart alternative transportation platforms. He's used in various data collection actions in a transdisciplinary mode. So you can also see, they've got a whole bunch of different modules that they can put on. I don't know if you've seen Prof. Cooper, I think you were talking about a little bit earlier, some of the capabilities of this dog.
Really works his office space. And so his office space is wherever we need him to collect data. But he's a resident of Engineering 4.0.
Yeah.
It's a very high-tech digital.
I saw it driving in, and it looks incredible. And by the way, Smooth joins Libby, the robotic library assistant who works at the Morensky Library on Hatfield campus, and Stevie, who's based, I believe, at the Steve Biko Academic Hospital, and was quite useful under the Faculty of Health Sciences and helped improve the treatment of patients during the COVID-19 pandemic.
But also Stevie does much more than that as well. It's because he can connect doctors in South Africa by a patient's bedside with doctors in our partners in Germany. And then they can diagnose and deal with patient treatment in real time.
Oh, wow.
That means you can access world expertise anywhere using. These new employees are absolutely fantastic.
I'm blown away. From the place where EBIT was when I left University of Pretoria to where it is now, the growth for you guys to develop these kind of things is it's really mind-blowing. I think you need to take me to go meet Stevie at some stage.
Yeah. And also just something is many students at UP and staff members have not been to Limpopo. 2 weeks ago, Smooth was in Limpopo, at your farm and doing some avocado counting. And
no, you're kidding.
I'm not joking.
Jeez, well, Smooth's leading the way for the University of Pretoria, and you could be here with us as well. Hold on, Jordan, does he have any moves?
She got some moves.
All right, let's see what you got. Go on. Oh, he's busy dancing.
A party.
Yeah, absolutely.
Orientation parties are the life of the.
If you don't have a Valentine's for the 14th of Feb, you can also ask for Smooth. Oh, is he bringing me the envelope? Okay. I love this. Oh, thank you.
Yes, Smooth.
Yes, just Smooth. Thank you so much. We're going to be going through this envelope in a moment with some of the winners.
I guess we can say sit.
Can we say sit? Can you sit? Oh, there we go. He's gone to sleep. I love it.
Good manners and behavior. Well trained.
No, incredible. Thanks, Jordan. That's top class. These are the winners that we're going to be going through a little bit later. We have one last question. That is about student life at UP. And as Prof was saying, maybe Smooth can come and join you in some of the student life that's going on. I can tell you that I had my best years as a student at the UP because also the student life, not just the studies. And let's hear from Sipho, and he can actually tell us a little bit more from his experience.
The student vibe at the University of Pretoria is really cool and it's super interesting. The second you step foot on one of our campuses or engage with any of our online content, you'll realize that it's a fun and engaging environment where you will have interesting conversations with people. You'll be challenged to grow, learn and develop both professionally and personally within the environment. And you'll be able to do that through a variety of opportunities that are provided by our range of student leadership structures and various other developmental opportunities such as community engagement, both throughout your academic courses as well as outside of the formal learning environment.
Yeah, the student life really is something quite special. And just remember to keep that social distancing and also not be scared to interact. You know, as Prof was saying, and I think Tito, you're also mentioning it, getting that interaction with people, this is also where you learn to become leaders. And you can't be a leader by yourself. You know, you've got to have that interaction. And that's where you also learn from other people, not just from the lecturers, not just from the professors, but from each other. I don't know if you want to add to that.
No, absolutely. I think that although we now go into digital platforms using online,
sure,
the reason why we still have contact is that there are certain skills and graduate attributes you need. Some the President mentioned, but emotional intelligence, appreciating cultural diversity, negotiating with others, collaborating with others, needs your digital skills to be complemented by your human skills. We're still a human-centered society.
Absolutely.
For us, the digitization, digital online platforms will lead us to Society 5.0. And to the future of work, and we started a center for the future of work where all of these skills, the technological skills and the human skills, create a better society for all.
Yeah, absolutely. Tutu, I don't know if you want to add.
Yes, so there's UP societies on campus. Obviously, last year we registered 150 societies under the DSA. So I'd like to advise all students first years to sign in and join these societies, because this is where you really grow. This is where you really develop as a person and as a leader. And this is where, you know, we can all come together and just truly fight for our interests and, you know, realize this dream of ours of free, decolonized, quality education. So I advise all students to join societies, UP societies.
Absolutely, and that's where my career started, you know, joining a society like Tax FM. It's really built up my life. So
it also gives you something as social capital and networks.
Yeah.
When you get out into the world, those are important.
Sitting alongside a professor and an SRC leader, you know, it's quite special. So we're going to now introduce the prize winners, and just remember that only students who RSVP'd by the 8th of Feb and comply with the terms and conditions do qualify for the draw, and each winner will receive a UP hamper worth R1,000. The prizes will be couriered to the winners during the week of the 14th of February. Again, as Prof Cooper said, it's another Valentine's Day gift from the University of Pretoria to you. The winners are, and we'll put them on the screen, Miss Naledi Roymes, Ms. Mbalentle Blau, Mr. Edward Nabache, Ms. Taya Arnold, and Ms. Kami Smith. Well done to you. You will be contacted to verify the delivery of your address for your hamper. And congratulations to all our winners, and I hope you enjoy your prize. Prof Coupe, Tito, it's an honor to sit across from you guys and chat to you a little bit and welcome our first year students. I love how you said, most importantly, our first year students, Tito. That gives me hope that you're going to lead our first year students incredibly well. And Prof Coupe, it's always an honor to sit across from you. To our parents and guardians, thank you for choosing UP. To our UP senior management, we're looking forward to you leading the first year students and all the other students that are still at the University of Pretoria. Let's not forget them. Please spend some time on the virtual campus. I spent some time on there last night, and it's really quite cool to experience the university like that and the platform to explore what lies ahead. Good luck for 2022 from my side, from myself, Alex. I hope you have a great year of learning, and remember to have fun while learning. It's a real journey when you go along it the correct way. Have a good afternoon and good morning. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. A seed planted today takes root and grows into a tree that bears fruit in the future. Over 110 years ago, a seed was planted. Today, that seed, the idea of excellence, has grown into the University of Pretoria, South Africa's largest contact research-intensive university. 9 faculties and a business school are spread across 7 beautiful campuses, which are home to over 50,000 students, ready to make an impact in the world beyond university and join our global network of nearly 300,000 alumni. Future-focused, sustainably developed facilities and cutting-edge multi- and transdisciplinary research are underpinned by a desire to transform lives and have a positive impact on communities and the world. Excellence in teaching, learning, research innovation, arts and culture, and sports puts us firmly amongst the world's best universities. Knowledge is not just what is in books. It is the wisdom to apply it, to nourish and nurture the seed so that it takes root, grows tall, bears fruit, and branches out. UP plants that seed, that tiny bit of curiosity, creativity, critical thinking, hope, the desire to care, respect, help, and innovate against all odds, to grow, to leave your mark, to excel, to challenge the norm, to think, to rethink, to discover, to inquire, to lead, to have courage, to make a difference, and to persevere. This is the University of Pretoria. We make today and every day matter.